Hello, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoy the video, and please leave your comments below after viewing. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to my channel, for there will be more videos to come, and thank you for your interest. Welcome to Whittingham, Northumberland, England. Whittingham is a village on the River Elm, in Northumberland, England, with an ancient Saxon church, somewhat hidden beneath well-intentioned, Victorian remodelling. It was probably at Whittingham in AD 684 that Cuthbert of Lindisfarne was elected bishop. Historians speculate that Whittingham is the place called Twyford, in the writings of the Venerable Bede. The name Twyford means two fords, and there is a double ford at the west end of the village, where the River Elm meets Callaly burn. Also, Bronze Age burial sites have been excavated in the parish, and a pair of Roman roads meet a short distance outside of the village. The Vale View. The Vale View has a selection of different accommodation for families, set in the beautiful surroundings of Northumberland in England. The village grew up on both sides of the River Elm. Due to its proximity to the Scottish border, the area was under constant threat of attack. Several fortified towers, or peels, were erected to protect against attack. Peel towers are small fortified keeps, or tower houses, built along the English and Scottish borders, in the Scottish Marches and in the north of England, mainly between the mid-14th and 16th century. They were freestanding, with defence being a prime consideration of their design, with confirmation of status and prestige which also played a role. They also functioned as watchtowers, where signal fires could be lit by the garrison to warn off approaching danger. The most interesting historic building in the village is Whittingham Tower, a late 13th century fortified peel. Now it's a Grade II listed building. Originally known as Lord's Tower, it was converted to an almshouse in 1845 by Lady Ravensworth, and is now a private dwelling, and you can only catch a glimpse of the tower top over a high stone wall. Near Whittingham is Callaly Castle, a 17th century fortress incorporating a 15th century peel tower. Near the castle is a 12th century moat and an Iron Age hill fort. St. Bartholomew's Church. A church was recorded on this site in AD 735. Although no evidence can be seen from the first building, but there is early 10th century stonework visible in the tower. The chancel was rebuilt in the 17th century, and the entire church was heavily remodelled in 1840 and Gothicized in 1871. The south arcade is 13th century, along with the 13th century piscina in the south transept. There are 6 funeral hatchments to the Ravensworth family, but the most interesting memorial is to Reginald Goodenough, who died in the Crimean War at the siege of Sebastopol. If travelling to this place, take the time to explore the churchyard, and you will find several gravestones bearing the memento of Maori symbols of mortality. Near the church is the 19th century Memorial Institute and a school building. There are not one but two memorial fountains in Whittingham. The more impressive fountain was erected by the Countess of Ravensworth, in honour of her husband, the 3rd Earl of Ravensworth, who died in 1904. The second fountain was erected by Baron Ravensworth, later the 1st Earl of Ravensworth, in 1865. One of the more attractive houses in the village is the former Castle Inn, built in 1830, but now a private residence. Early signs of human occupation. The area known as Whittingham Vale has been an ancient place of human occupation, as can be seen from the numerous hill forts and field systems which dot the landscape. Whittingham, the homestead of Whitter, or possibly the dwelling in the White Meadow, derives its importance from having two fordable points of the River Elm, where the road east to Alnwick crossed the main north and south route from Newcastle to Edinburgh. One of the earliest historical finds in the area is the Whittingham hoard. This buried treasure of 2 swords and 3 spearheads, discovered in a field near Thranton over a century ago, could not have been made later than 550 BC. They are now in the British Museum. Castle Hill, near Callaly, is the site of an early British camp, thought to have been later occupied by the Romans for a time. A Roman road ran east-west from Learchild, near what is now the Bridge of Aln Crossroads, to Hexham, and crossing the Devil's Causeway, which ran from Newcastle to Berwick, just south of Whittingham. St Ninian's Well, at Thranton Mill, dates from the Roman period. King of Northumbria. It seems clear that a man sometimes called Guthred was proclaimed King of Northumbria at Whittingham around 883, after the abbot of Lindisfarne claimed to have had a vision in which St Cuthbert ordered that the next king would be found as a slave belonging to a widow of Whittingham. Whittingham Fair. Whittingham was famous for its annual fair, held on St Bartholomew's Day, the 24th of August. Livestock would be traded, sideshows set up, and all manner of merchants had wares for sale. At one time the fair went on for several days, and was in the past a rowdy affair, requiring full use of the village lock-up, as revelries sometimes got out of hand. The Border Reivers. This part of Northumberland was situated in the English Middlemarch at a time when border raids were a very real and dangerous threat. There are peel towers at Alnham and Whittingham, where there was once a vicar's peel in the churchyard as well. Callaly's peel was incorporated into the present castle, and there are remains of another tower at Little Ryle. The peel towers gave protection to people and livestock and were generally built with a vaulted cellar, with internal access via a ladder that could be pulled up to the first floor. The Peel Tower at Whittingham was restored as an almshouse for the deserving poor by Lady Ravensworth in 1845 and was still in use until the middle of the last century. It is now a private house. The mail coach route. Before the arrival of the A697 in 1840, Whittingham was a stop on the coaching route from Newcastle and Edinburgh. The mail coach, the Wellington, stopped each day at the Castle Inn, and horses were changed at 11 a.m. going north and 5 p.m. going south. Now private houses, stabling, and a forge for post horses was provided at the top of Whittingham Lane, where there was also lairage for cattle on the drove. The new A697 road took a straighter course and the Bridge of Aln. A new posting house was built. The coming of the railway. All changed with the coming of the railway. In 1849 the East Coast Line opened, followed by the Alnwick to Cornhill line in 1887. The Alnwick to Cornhill railway buildings were amongst the finest in the north, and most can still be seen today, although as private houses. The railway, although be it grand, it never made a profit. Passenger services ceased in 1930 and goods in 1953. Fine houses. Whittingham Vale has several fine houses, including Islington Hall, once home to the Collingwoods. George Collingwood lost both his life and estates after joining the 1715 Jacobite uprising, attempting to put James Stuart back on the throne. Clavering of Callaly, another Jacobite supporter, was luckier in holding on to his estate at Callaly Castle, where the drawing room was richly decorated with Jacobite symbols. Drovers Roads. Alnham, near the head of Whittingham Vale, was in earlier days important as a gateway to the fertile Vale of Whittingham at the southern end of the ancient Salters Road. The many hollow trackways, which can be seen passing the Pele Tower, were made by the strings of pack horses and herds of cattle which came through the village. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you come back again, as more videos will be uploaded soon. And once again, thank you for your interest.